Hey, folks, it's Dave here, and I'm joined by Michael Canestrari. Mike, welcome back.
Hi, how's it going?
Alrighty. And a little Digital to DiceCon 25 update going on here tonight. Is We haven't talked in a little bit here, but I got a few different things going on with Digital to DiceCon. Let me first off show this here. So we're going to make that nice and big. So that's our website here, Digital to DiceCon 2025, May 16th to 18th of this year. So that's coming up in just a couple of months or so, and we'll be in Preston, Connecticut at the Hilton Garden Inn, as you see on 5 Watson Street. If you scroll down, we add a new update here tonight on March 19th. We added Paul Laporte from Book It, the pro wrestling promoter card game, said he is going to come to Digital to Dice. And just a few more updates and just some notes about what we're going to be doing at the convention here. And if we scroll back up here, I'm trying not to make everybody dizzy here, but if you click on the special guests, here's who it's expected to come. And we got a star-studded lineup, Michael.
Yes.
Keith Avalone, S.T. Patrick, Clay Dresslock, Ian Brook, Grant Fines, John LeGrand, Dave Cook, Chris White, John Turnbull, and again, just added Paul Laporte from Foam Hammer Games. That's who's scheduled to come. Again, things can change at any time, but that's who we're hoping to get to show up here at the event. And so, let me see. Let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen here at Digital to DiceCon. So, it is May 16th to 18th, and so that'd be the Friday. So we're going to check in. I'm checking in on Friday afternoon. I'm going to try to get there as early as I can, but I do have to work that day in the morning, so I'm going to be sliding in mid-afternoon for that. Now, technically, we have the hall on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm pretty sure they said that if there's nothing going on that Friday night, that we may be able to slide in there for a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's true. I have, I live 2 miles from there, but I just have not had a chance to go over and talk to the manager, see if there's any updates of whether or not that Friday night is available. Hopefully it is. Maybe I can get there sometime this weekend or so. As believe it or not, we're 8 weeks away, which is hard to
Yeah.
believe. It seems just like October we were really starting to put this thing together.
Yeah, I got
And
my new list here, actually. We got a few more people buy tickets for the event here. Tickets are still $65. I haven't not we haven't changed that yet, so we're gonna stick with the to that. Oh, Mike's mic is low, so maybe come up a little bit on your mic a little bit, Mike.
oh, okay. Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you now. Maybe just a slider. You got. We had some technical difficulty earlier with his setup.
Let's see.
Let me do a quick head count here. What we got right now: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 people on my list here right now that is scheduled to come. And there's still a couple of more kind of on the fence, if you will. And there's a few more that are saying they might be waiting until the last minute to see how things go. So we might be up to 40 people for this event here. Hopefully that hall's big enough. What do you think? You've been there. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, 40 would be fine. They said they can hold 120 in there for like a wedding party. So
Really?
yeah, so we should be we should be fine with that with 40.
Now, Steve Towers in the room here, and he says that he's interested in doing a Twister tournament. Is that something you think we might be able to do?
uh, I guess a few drinks and everybody could be doing Twister. I won't be because unfortunately I stay away from the alcohol now. So,
Yeah,
but
years ago I would have been real fun at this event, myself, But anyway, so some of the things that we're planning on doing here, and Arnold asked, can you sell games? Yes. Yes, you can.
absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if we think you're coming there just to sell games, would we frown on that? Yeah. We want you to kind of interact and have fun. But I know I got a couple of extra seasons I might be bringing to swap or sell myself. I don't know if I have any games I'm going to bring to sell, but I mean it's wide open. It's wide open to what we want to do. A couple of people are talking about running tournaments. There's not going to be an official Digital to Dice Con tournament by either myself or Michael or Ron, I don't think. But a couple of people wanted to do some things. And again, this is our first time doing this, so we'll probably make some mistakes and have to correct some things next year. But I think what we decided on, Mike, was going to leave it up to the individual players if they want to set up some kind of a tournament, because we just didn't want to have to set something that people felt mandatory that they had to do. You know.
Right, right. Yeah, if there's 6 to 8 people who say, "Hey, we want to run a small, strat baseball tournament or something," certainly you guys can grab a table and do that while other people are playing other games together, or we'll leave it up to you. We're really for you guys. For a lot of you, I know it's your first time maybe coming to a convention like this. Dave and I did Canton, Ohio last year in an open format, and that was football. But this is for any sport, and it's really for you guys to have a good time, meet new people, and I think once you sit down, and then even sitting down with some of these game designers and maybe learning a new game with them. So that's pretty much how we're going to handle it all
Yeah,
day.
we got some, like I say, some game designers coming that will probably bring their games and we'll talk about their games, and it'd be great to sit down with them and kind of watch them play the game and talk about what they liked about it, and what's going on with the game in their mind. I know I'm talking with St. Patrick with his football game there in Ohio. It was kind of fun getting the his thoughts on it.
Yep, and we're gonna have. I did see Keith Avalone has got his travel plans made, so Keith
Hmm.
from Play will be there. I think for anybody that hasn't met any of these game designers, I think you're going to be thrilled to be able to sit down with these guys. They're fantastic people.
Hmm.
Besides just gamers, they are just really fun people to be around, and you'll really enjoy it. It'll
Have
be
we
fun.
decided if we're going to ban ukuleles or not at this event?
No, I think it's mandatory. I mean, Steve brings his ukulele out to Denver, so and we have a fun time with it. So,
Can we sit around the fire and sing some Led Zeppelin songs with Steve on the ukulele?
no, we could do that.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, so the I'm going to be checking in on Friday. Again, the hall we haven't we don't guarantee we're not guaranteed the hall or the room Friday night. We're kind of hoping it will be open. If not, then we'll hang around in the lobby and get some dinner there or whatever it is and meet and greet and the whole bit. And then Saturday morning, boom, 8 o'clock, the doors open. We'll be in there setting up. I'm hoping that they have good, strong internet, and I'll be able to connect on my laptop, and we'll get Ron on the main screen, and we'll be able to say hi to him and have a nice live feed going for, as much as the event as possible. But it really is about getting in together and meeting people. It
Yes.
really is, and that's kind of what happened in Ohio. Is that was my first time, and I met a lot of people that I only knew by name. Some people, like Tebow, I knew their face, and Al Wilson and Keith, I knew their faces, but I'd never met them. So it was fun to actually shake their hand and talk to them and get to know them a little bit better. So that was fun. And so we have a lot of people on this list that I haven't met either. So it's going to be fun to do that. So half the fun is kind of the meet and greet. And
Hmm.
putting names and faces to names, and just instead of just being an internet thing, it's a personal thing, and then it's about playing games. And I'm kind of hoping we'll have enough different games there that you can sit down with someone and, hey, what's this game? I want to learn that one there, or oh, this is my favorite game. I love to play it with somebody, or anything like that. I know I want to sit down with you and take a look at that. History Maker Baseball. I know
Hmm.
that's your favorite game, so I'd like to sit down with someone who really likes the game and show me what's great about this game. Because I've played it a little bit and I struggled with it, but I want to see somebody play it. Maybe that'll help me get over the hump with that. I know I'll have some of my favorite games there and talk to some people and show people how I play the games. But as far as tournament goes, we're going to leave that up to you guys, I think, because it's going to be a wide open day. We're actually going to try to have some structure. I'm not sure what that
Mm,
structure is going to be. I know what we had talked about doing raffles, right? Because we're going to have some raffle tickets there. That's included in everybody's pass, so we can raffle off some things. I know some of the people bringing like some of the developers are going to bring some games, so hopefully they'll raffle off. I know there's a couple of people who can't come that have offered games, whether it's physical or PDF, that they'd offer some prizes too. So hopefully you'll have a handful of those things there we can give away. And then what I'd like to do too, Michael, is like to have some of the developers just talk a little bit about their game.
yeah.
Maybe Saturday morning when we kick things off is maybe introduce everybody. Maybe just pass everybody the mic and just say, hey, what's your name? And, where you're from, and what's your favorite
Game
game or
you
something
like.
like. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think
not
that would
not
be
a,
a
not
great thing to do.
no. It's this is not a I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, but it's like I'm Joe from Long Island, and I really like playing apple hockey or whatever it is, and pass the mic. Just so everybody can just kind of say hi, and we can do all that stuff there. And then we'll get the developers on and give them a couple of minutes, or the any of our special guests that are bringing something that we all play or read or whatever, and we can just have them talk for a minute or two about their games, and then open it up. Well, open up the floor, and then and that might be a good time too. Now that I'm thinking, Michael, is if somebody does want to run a tournament, Steve Tower wants to run a tournament, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Steve from After Further Review on YouTube, and I'd like to if anybody would like to join me in a blah 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 tournament, I'll be over here at this table. Come on over, and we can set something up, and that way there's no pressure on anybody. So if you want to, if you just want to try a game, try it. If you want to get in on a tournament, get in on a tournament. I know sometimes in the days go so fast. I mean, we're gonna start, 8:30 ish, whatever time it is, and next thing you know, the day's over. And it's just like, whoa, where did the time go? And so, I really don't want anybody tied into feel like they're tied into a tournament, and feel like that they can't do other things. But the way they did it in Ohio was good. I think I played a little bit of fast drive football with Al Wilson. I get in on that tournament. I think I won my first game and lost my second one, but it was laid back. It was like, hey, Dave, can you play? Yeah, sure, come on, I'll play my game. And then I didn't play again for a few hours, and there was no pressure on pulling me away from anything to play. It was just when can you get there to play, and it was just a fun time. And I really liked the relaxing atmosphere is what we had over there. So that's what it is. Um, Let me see. Yeah, Steve's. Oh, good. I reminded Steve to bring the uke. It's me and my big mouth. David C. coming by. Thanks for coming by, David C. Oh, do you know what I need to do? I need to change my setup here. Hang on one second. I got I'm on a different. What I really like about this new system here is you can change how things look in the whole bit. Oh, here's my brand, is what it is. It's going to go to this style here. How's that look? So hang on a second. Back to my comments. Does that look better? Yeah, I want that. I can come up quicker like that. So, um, and yeah, Steve is going to do a book a tournament, but the designer himself will be there. So I might want to check that out too. The wrestling game. I want to check that out. That could be kind of fun. Steve says there's going to be 4 managers from Baseball America Co-op League there. That's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's Steve, myself, Derek, and I'm not sure who the other one is. Maybe Steve can help me out on that.
James Cast.
No, James Cast is not in the Baseball America.
Okay.
Uh,
Arnold says it's his first convention and excited to meet everyone. Yep, we should have a fun time. We really should. Raymond comes by and says, I'll be playing shootout hockey. Oh, I need to bring that. I do need to bring that. And I want to play some other hockey games, so I'll see what I can do. Where it's in Connecticut and it's only a couple hours from me, I should be able to pack my truck with a full suitcase worth of games and show off some of my favorite games. John says he's looking forward to the event. Yep, I am too. Anybody know this guy Marco here? Anybody ever heard of this guy Marco?
I will see you, Marco, at IndyCon. I
Nice.
just got my rental car yesterday for that event. I usually rent a car when I go on these long hauls. Unfortunately, this is going to be a long haul with just myself.
Yeah, I can't make this one.
So
looking
Looking
forward to
forward
the
to that
fall.
12-hour drive.
Do you know what I saw on YouTube the other day was they were talking about people that had it's an actual race, and I don't know how this is legal, but you remember the Gumball Rally movie
Yeah.
back in the 70s or whatever it was? Well, they actually have one of those where it's you go from New York to LA, and it was showing these people that did it, and they were going like 175 miles an hour. And they knew like how to get around speed traps and the best time to travel and the whole bit. And they were trying to get to LA in a hurry. It's like I thought that was kind of dangerous, and I kind of hope it was a joke, but it didn't look like it was. But they were going cross country and doing that thing. So maybe if you went 175 miles an hour, you could do it in 6 hours.
Yeah, I
Excuse
plan
me.
on leaving about 2 o'clock in the morning. I think on Thursday morning, so I'll be there in Indiana on Thursday afternoon, and
Nice.
it'll be fun.
Yep. Andrew said he's looking forward to it. Ryan
Yes.
says he's looking
Right.
forward to it. And yes, I mean, we're open to suggestions. We really are. We're going to try to come up with a format where maybe you come in and we can have the raffle table, so you can buy more raffle tickets if you want, see what prizes are available, and the whole bit. Introduce people, then introduce the special guests, so they can just say, hey, this is my game. I'll be over here. If anybody wants to set up a tournament, that might be a good time to announce the tournament. But my thought is on the perimeter is to set up the game developers or the special guests with whatever they're bringing.
Mhm.
Okay, so they can have a table, or at least a good portion of a table to set up and do their thing. I'll probably be at the back like I was in Ohio, setting up over there, probably near the TV, and just have a camera, facing the room, so we can kind of get a full view of the room, what's going on. Maybe we can bring people over from time to time, put the headphones on, and chat with them. I do want to spend more time meeting and greeting and playing than I do reporting. So that's why I might just leave the camera on, so to speak, and just kind of have a wide view or something like that. And then if anybody wants to, like I say, the tournaments are up to you guys. You can set up your own schedule. We do have 2 days there. Saturday's the long day. I think if I looked at the schedule here, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we actually could be in that room for a long time. And then Sunday 8 to 4. But I know not a lot of people will spend the whole day there Sunday. So Saturday's going to be the big day for that stuff there. You know.
Right.
But oh, so Michael, you sent me a package here. So
Yes.
should I do the unboxing?
Sure. I
And you
have
can
my
explain
box.
what you sent to me?
Sure, I've got my box sitting here too. I was gonna
Okay.
put the stuff on tonight, and I was like, we'll just.
Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. If I haven't opened this box, if I open it up and there's any kind of lace panties or lace socks in here or leather and lace in here, I don't know if I'm going to be impressed or if I'm going to be
Uh,
disappointed.
no, no.
so,
uh,
so let me see if I can do this here. So, all right. So that's the main table here. So we're going to take a look at what Michael sent me over here in the box. All right. So I guess technically this is an unboxing.
yeah.
I wonder if he sent me any seasons. Oh my gosh. Did you send me some seasons? Like Apple hockey seasons or something?
No, I don't have any of those. Speaking of APA, I just started playing. I'm playing the 1981 season in APA,
Oh, nice.
the split season with the. Yeah, I just started playing basic, but
Basics fun.
just starting to get into it.
All right. So let me pull this out of the box here and see what we have. Okay. So it looks like we have a hat. Digital Dice Con hat.
Should have had two more hats in there.
Well, let's just start with one. All right, I know
Okay.
you're all excited here. All right,
Yeah.
so I got a Digital to Dice Con hat, and I do like it how it's like the lower profile here. A lot of the hats you see that they're wicked huge, and I don't like them. I don't like them.
It's got the nice.
All right, so we do
leather
have
strip.
two more hats here. So we have a salmon. We're going to call it salmon colored.
Yeah.
All right, we got a salmon colored hat, and then we have a white hat. This is a nice little bright white hat here. So we have 3 different colored hats here. All right, so all digital to dice. All right. Oh yeah,
They have
crank
a
up.
nice leather strap on the back if you want to show that. Kind of
Okay, yep.
adjust-
There's the strap
and
on the back.
It's adjustable.
Okay. And then we have some T-shirts here. All righty. So let's see what we got. Oh, look at how big and bright these are. All right. So we have a salmon color one, Digital to Dice Con, and it's got the date in Hilton Garden. So this will kind of be like a collector's item type of thing, right?
Yep.
because it's got the date on it here. And then we have a black one. Oh, I do like the black one here. Digital to Dice Con, Hilton Garden Inn. Okay. And then so we have salmon color, we have black, and then we have the gray or the ash, if you will. And here we are. So we have the three different colored shirts here. All right. So we have three different colored shirts. And then we have the hats as well. So, Michael, tell me a little bit about what these are.
Okay, well, what we're going to do, or I think we had talked about it, is you're the master of the website. So what we can do is put pictures of those hats up there, and Dave knows how to do those websites. So um, these are going to be for sale. The hats are going to be 25. The t-shirts are 20, and you can get them from small all the way up to 3XL if you need that. And we're going to do again a prepayment on this because I'm not going to order a and then I don't have
Yeah,
we
because
don't
they're
sell them.
they're custom sizes. So
Yeah,
yeah, this
custom
is
sizes. So Dave somehow will set up you know on the website maybe the three hats and the three shirts. And if you're interested in picking up a hat or two or a shirt or whatever, you'll just click, like red hat or a black hat, and you'll pay through the setup that Dave has. And this is really again to supplement and help pay for some extra things. The fee that we're charging, 65, is really covering the room. So that's not including any other expenses that we have. Um, I can tell you that we've got a little bit of expenses right now because I'm putting together a little bit of a surprise for everybody when they arrive on the Saturday. It's going to be a kind of like what Keith does at Play. We'll have a small swag bag or whatever you want to call it
okay.
for everybody that has paid. And I'll talk to Dave afterwards of what is going to be in that bag. But I think I think you'll like it. And so that's just another thing that you'll be picking up that day. Those will be available when you pick up your name tag or lanyard at the table when you check in. You'll get your swag bag, and that'll be that.
Okay.
And
I'm thinking
again,
about bringing a I have a little PA speaker. So I'm thinking about bringing that with a microphone with a big long cable. So that might be something we can hand out so people can just say who they are and just and then if I need to announce anything, one thing I'm thinking about is Saturday and probably maybe Sunday lunchtime. We're going to try to find a like a sub shop or some place that we can order something besides just pizza, maybe sandwiches or whatever, and take a big order and either send somebody out to pick them up, or maybe they can deliver. So, it may be like 11:30. I can say, hey, if we're going to be ordering lunch here, if you guys want to come up and get your order in, and figure it out. And so we still haven't figured out the lunch part of it yet, because I think at the hotel, if I'm not mistaken, the restaurant serves breakfast and dinner, but I don't think they open till 4 for dinner. So midday, we're
right,
gonna want something to eat.
right, right, and that's similar to the Hilton Garden out in Denver. They have a breakfast and then they have a dinner. So pretty much everybody takes off, and there's a food court not that far from the restaurant. It's within walking distance, and there's probably six or seven small shops and rrestaurants that everybody goes to. So
That's in Colorado, right? That's in
that's in
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah,
Of course, you do have Foxwoods across the street. So if for some reason you want to go over there for lunch and explore over there, I mean, you're not held down to being in the room
right,
the whole
right.
time, so you can come and go. I mean, if it's your first time in the area, you may want to shoot over there. Um, Being a Saturday, probably will be busier than normal. So if you go over there, you may end up losing a lot of time if you're trying to get a lunch or something like that. If anybody's interested in that, just go on the Foxwood website and you can look at the restaurants and things. I mean, they've got reasonable places to go all the way
Hmm.
up to uh, Hell's Kitchen, which will cost you about $300 for
Oh, Jesus.
dinner. Well, you got to pay for Gordon Ramsay's
The
expertise,
licensing fee. Yeah.
and all that. Um, yeah, I haven't been there. My daughter has been there a couple of times. My son has been there a couple of times. Um, I guess they make more money than I do.
Hmm.
So, um, the one thing about the shirts and the hats, um, we would like to have the order in no later. We would stop the orders at April 15th.
Okay.
This is a local vendor that I work with uh, for probably the last 6 years. I've done probably not for myself, but for another organization, pretty close to $100,000 worth of merchandise I've bought from them, and they do a really nice job. Take care of me. So April 15th. Generally, the turnaround on this stuff is 3 weeks. So that would be we would have it in plenty of time. So once it goes up on the site, you can order. Just make sure you give your color and your size for the shirts if you're buying a shirt. Hats
Yep.
are one size fits all.
Okay. So I will get pictures of that up, well, maybe even tomorrow if I can, and we'll get prices up on that and make that available to purchase. So we do have some merchandise you can buy for the event. Aside from that, again, we did add a guest today, and that was Paul Laporte, and he's from Foam Hammer Games, and he is going to be bringing Book It, the pro wrestling promoter card game. So he's our newest addition. And John Turnbull, he's got the Drive Time Football, but he's also got the new basketball game. Is it Baseline Basketball? I think it was. So I'm dying to see that new basketball game. So I'm hoping he's going to bring that to the event as well, and we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, he
Um,
actually contacted me the other day. He's putting this game into a box set now. He's just getting into doing that, and he asked if he could ship those boxes, whatever he's bringing for the convention, to my house. So I think he's flying. So I said, yeah, it's not a problem. So he'll have his games there also. And I know a lot of people have the PDFs, but waiting to see what his box design looks like. But
mhm.
he's going to have that available the for the convention. So I'll be storing those here until that once I get them.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to think what else I had to add to this. Somebody did contact me on email that they're going to send out something for their game too. Hang on a second. But maybe I won't spoil it. Maybe that'll just be the surprise game. Okay, it's something. It's a game I haven't heard of yet, and they're going to send out. He can't make it, but he wants to talk about his game, so he's going to send out something to put on the table to show off. So we'll have all kinds of extra goodies like that going on as well. But for the most part, this is just whatever you guys want to make it. You guys just want to hang out and talk, hang out and talk. You want to play something, play something. You want to play something new, ask questions, ask the developers about how their game plays, how they come up with their game. If you want to, come up and talk to me or Mike or Steve Tower or anybody like that, it's on YouTube. You can do that. We're kind of hoping to have Ron by the magic of the internet, so you can talk to him as well. I have an idea how I want to do that. It all depends on how strong the internet connection is there, though. So we're really reliant on that. If it's as strong as Ohio, we should be good. But that's something that I'm hoping to get up there in the middle of April, actually. I'm taking some time off around my birthday. Thinking about coming down, staying at the place, getting a good bird's eye view of the room, maybe testing the internet, see how it is, see if it's something. Because I just don't want to show up
hmm
and be surprised. So I want to
right.
do a kind of a mock setup down there to see what kind of connection we got. Can we use the big TV screen? So if somebody has a computer game,
Right.
if Dave Cook wants to bring a laptop or Clay wants to bring a laptop and plug into the big monitor, the TV and show off their game. That way, it's not everyone's not crowded around a laptop. We can show it up there.
Right.
So there's a few things I want to test out, and hopefully I'll be down there in about a month, and
Sounds
we'll
good.
we'll stay overnight. We'll have to go out to dinner somewhere. Maybe you can take me to that Hell's Kitchen and buy me dinner, Mike. That might be kind of fun, right?
Sure. If my crypto comes in, that'll be.
Like crypto.
I had a good day today. The market's been pretty stagnant for the last couple of weeks,
Uh,
but
there's a story about that crypto, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you ever, I go on the Ron's when Ron used to be on Twitch. Okay, so I
right.
which was what 6 months ago, something like that. Now he's back on YouTube, but I would go on Twitch, and I'd watch him play his game in the middle of the day, right? Well, there's a lot of e-girls on Twitch, right, in bikinis doing their thing, and there's one really famous one with red hair, and she'll have 20,000 people watching her eat cereal. Okay, that's just kind of how it is. It's just whatever. She's a millionaire, right? So anyway, so I would always kid Ron that this girl she'd be in a little pool in her room, and for $100 she would write your name on a whiteboard. Right, so I'd always kid around to Ron. It's like, Ron, can you write my name on a whiteboard for $100? And so in all seriousness though, she was just on the news because she was on her channel bragging about how much crypto she had, and people broke into her house with guns, held her at gunpoint, and tried to get her to sign over her crypto to them. That's a
Interesting.
true story. I was just on the news. It happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the news just kind of caught the cycle. And she got away, and she's fine. And they arrested one of the guys that did it. But so yeah, she was bragging on her channel about how much crypto she had, and
Well, for anybody that's listening, I don't have a lot.
I don't even know what it is. Is it a cereal? Is crypto a cereal? Is that like the Blueberry and the Captain Crunch or something? I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, imagine that. Is they busted into our place, and they pistol whipped her, and they said, "Okay, get your phone and send the crypto over to us." And luckily she got away. But yeah,
Mm,
so cryptos, I guess it's a thing. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. Oh, you can't
yeah.
pay with crypto, by the way. I don't know how to take crypto or Bitcoin or I don't know any of
Well,
that other
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, Bitcoin's part of crypto. It's
I don't know if
the
Bitcoin's a thing or if it's just an app or what it is or it's
Bitcoin is actually Bitcoin of all the cryptos doesn't have anything that backs it.
really.
Some coins back artificial intelligence, some health care, things like they have a purpose. XRP, which is Ripple, is really big in the banking industry and is used worldwide. Uh, and Bitcoin is like gold; it has an intrinsic value, but that's it.
Hmm,
There's nothing behind it. So,
interesting.
yeah, it's a fascinating thing. Kind of reminds me of the dot com days when back in the early 90s when the dot com and the internet was first starting out and people were saying that'll never it's never going to work, it's never going to do this, and then you had your dot com millionaires and
Yeah.
billionaires and you know that's kind of where this is yeah, it's a world gamer there. He's got it.
He's got crypto?
No, I don't know if he's got crypto, but he's yeah, crypto is decentralized, and yeah, I mean it's fascinating. It really is. It's Vinny says invest in gold. Well, yeah, gold is up over 3,000, isn't it? An ounce. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have
So
any of that stuff.
yeah, my
I get a
wife's
couple Apple seasons. Those worth a lot of money? I don't know.
That's funny. I got a lot of games too that I just like you got to get back to get to playing them. I've been so busy since the beginning of the year. Um, it's kind of funny. Um, Many of you out there, I'm a government contractor for a Homeland Security, and everybody where I work in that department took the early retirement.
Oh, really?
which left me as really
Well,
the
I
only
heard you got
person.
the email that said, "What are 5 things you did that last week?" And you put history maker baseball, after
Yeah,
baseball.
it was funny. It was funny. You laugh. I did get that email, and it was like, okay. And I went back to my superior back in Virginia, and they said, no, don't answer it. That doesn't pertain to you. But this is how the numbers get,
Yeah.
made funny. They're thinking, okay, there's a guy that is sitting around doing nothing,
Well,
and he did.
to be fair, there is a
There
lot of
is,
waste in
yes,
government,
yeah,
and this is just one way of finding out what it is, and maybe holding people accountable a little bit more than they are. It's just kind of just
yeah,
sweeping things up and seeing what's going on, and I just hope they get it right one way or the other. That but
yeah,
it's government, so they're gonna screw it up no matter what happens. It's
yeah.
just what it is.
I think they just didn't realize, being, where I work, we have roughly, geez, I don't know, maybe 50 uh, government workers, and the other 250 are contractors. So, I don't think they realize our department was only three, Homeland Security people. And I think they thought everybody was going to take it. And now they also lost their whole safety department, which was like, okay, that's not good either. So in certain places, yeah, there's a lot of waste. Where I work, not really. So they're really hurting now. So
I think there's waste in a lot of companies too, and
oh yeah,
that's why you have layoffs. It's like, well, do we really need this guy here? And
yeah,
now it's come to government, and I don't want to get on all that path there.
yeah.
But it is kind of funny. I that if you got what are 5 things you did that? History maker baseball. Oh, I set up a tournament.
I had
That would be funny.
I was talking to a guy last week in one of my fantasy baseball drafts, and he has a talk show here in town, and actually he substitutes once in a while for the national level.
Oh, nice.
The talk, yeah. His name's Lee Elsey, and he got an email from somebody that it was a woman, and she answered four out of the five questions or bulletproofs or whatever. But the four things that she put down were you really can't say on air of what she was doing with her boss and this and that. And she put four of them down, and I don't know if anybody read it, if it's all AI looks at it and then writes back, but they said I asked for five bullets. And I'll have to tell you the things that were said
Oh my
in
gosh.
there offline, because it was unbelievable. So who knows? But that's why I do the gaming. I try to stay away from all that stuff and get away from it, because I mean,
Yeah,
it just
that's why we do
even
the
when you go
games.
on even when you go on YouTube to pick up to watch either you or anybody gaming, there's always something popping up about, well, Social Security's gone tomorrow, this, that.
Oh yeah.
You know, I got last week. It was like, okay, Social Security checks are going to be delayed 30 days, and I'm like, okay. I look in my checking account, boom, it hit.
Yeah.
So it's like you panic people into
Watching your
hysteria.
video. You
I
want
don't,
them to you want them to watch your video. That's what people do.
yeah, yeah, and there are people out there that depend on that monthly check,
Oh yeah.
and now they're freaking out because they see this headline, and it's like,
Hmm.
sometimes I just wish the media would go away.
Do you know what my new thing on YouTube is? I've been watching the Reddit thing. It's all computer voiced, but it's all the
Okay,
Reddit about bridezillas and weddings, and
okay.
it's like, tell us about the craziest bridezilla wedding that you went to, and it's like, the bride said that all the maids of honor had to buy this $500 dress. They all had to dye their hair black because she could be the only blonde at the wedding, and they had to wear
Jeez.
flat shoes because the bride had to be the tallest woman at the wedding. No one could wear makeup except the bride, and it's like all these things, and it's crazy what happens. And then and then the one wedding where the woman says no one can wear glasses because I want all the photos to be really nice of people, and all the old people are like, I need my glasses. And like, well, either wear contacts or just do without.
Yeah,
And to a point where one old guy showed up with glasses, she went over, ripped them off his face, and threw them in the bushes. And then, then the groom just went, "Done. See, I'm not marrying this." So that's my thing. Is listen to all these horror stories about weddings, and they are just kind of fun. It's good like to listen to and just kind of like putzing around here doing stuff at the
yeah,
house
it
just
is. It
to
is.
space out, listen to that crazy stuff. I don't know how much of it's real, but it's entertaining nonetheless. So that's been
Yeah,
my new thing. I try to keep away from all the serious stuff and listen to the goofy stuff. But
I've been watching this guy. His name is Tristan Jazz. He's a basketball player, and he was doing YouTube with a friend and but he's really good at basketball, and he ended up with a um, two D1 offers, and he didn't take them and to play in college. And his friend said, you can make more money on YouTube with your basketball skills than you'll ever make getting a college degree. So he said to his father, "Hey, I'm not going to school. I'm gonna do this full time." The kid now makes $85,000 a month
oh,
with his basketball videos. He'll challenge anybody, and he's this kid is unbelievable. $85,000 a month, and his net worth is between 3 and 5 billion dollars. Not
oh,
billion,
jeebus!
3 to 5 million dollars,
Wow, good for him.
and he's probably 25, 26 years
Yeah,
old. Yeah,
imagine
but
that.
his videos are fun to watch because he'll get these guys that look at him and like he'll act like a nerd, like he doesn't know how
Yeah,
to play basketball, and he'll go to a playground and he'll challenge somebody and they just laugh, and then he'll
yeah.
beat them to a game to 11. He'll beat them 11-0.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what other things are we looking at here at the convention here? So we're going to show up Friday night. We'll have a meet and greet. Maybe we'll get in the room. Maybe we won't. We'll hang out, introduce ourselves, maybe play a little bit of games or something like that. Then Saturday hits. We'll have a little introduction with everybody. And we'll have the vendors on the outside. They can set up their games, talk about what they brought. Maybe the middle will be for some open gaming and tournaments. We'll have the raffle going on. I would say we probably want to draw the raffle maybe Saturday night for everybody leaves because some people might not be there Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah, we probably would do that maybe right before dinner break, maybe 5 o'clock or so. Uh, we can do that. Yeah, because like you said, there'll be people won't be there on Sunday. So
Just want to make sure everybody gets
yeah,
their
gives a
prize if they get
chance.
it. You get
Yep.
this. You say so. You're going to put together a swag bag. You said right?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I've already got one item back on my shelf back there. Working on something else. The guy is. I've bought from him before, but he's a little slow. He's about every 2 week he'll chime in. And I send him an email. 2 weeks later, he replies, and then I replied back, "Hey, that's great idea, great." And now I'm still waiting now for his
Yeah.
return reply. So I've got to get a hold of him this week because um, I just needed a kind of the numbers of where we are. So I may with him I may just go ahead and get 40 of whatever I'm getting, and if we don't get to 40 and we have a few extras, we can put them out on the raffle, or somebody can, you know, pay for them or whatever. They're not expensive anyway, so
Okay.
we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
I may even because he also would like to send samples of his stuff. He asked about that. If he could have a little table with his samples, and he does have a website, so you would be able to go to his website. But his pricing, he gave me a really, really good deal, and I definitely want to
Okay.
support him. So,
Okay.
and I think people will enjoy that one.
Now, as far as refreshments, I think we said we're going to try to get some snacks and some water and soda or stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got to talk to the manager. I forgot what it was for like in the morning with coffee and things like that. But um, my wife and I will head over to Rhode Island. We're 10 miles from the Rhode Island border. They don't have a bottle depository on Lake Connecticut, so we can save 5-10 cents and not have to. We can just throw the cans away and not have to worry about collecting
Deposits,
them
yeah.
and then and turning them in. So we'll head over there and go to Costco and we'll pick up the soda and the water, things like that. My daughter-in-law's mother um, works at the Frito Lay manufacturing company about 20 miles north of where I live, and she can get us all kinds of Frito Lay snacks um, for a decent price. So
Okay.
she'll pay her price, whatever she gets for the discount. So, and usually it's pretty good stuff too, because she's brought stuff to parties that we've had before. So it's it should be now we'll have that kind of snacks, and then we'll see what other things we can do.
Okay. Mike, bring your mic down a little bit. Maybe a little closer to your mouth. People saying they can't hear you very well.
How's that?
Might be a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new headset, I think, over the weekend. So
So anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of what's going on here with Digital to Dice Con 25. We're still scheduled for May 16th to 18th. Again, 17th and 18th. That's Saturday, Sunday. That's when we have the room set up, and we'll be able to get into there. Like I said, I plan on getting in Friday afternoon sometime, getting all the stuff in the hotel room. Meet and greet whoever's there, grab some dinner, and then we'll see how the day goes. Let's see how Friday night goes, and we have an idea what I want to do Saturday. Again, hopefully I'm going to get down there in a month and kick around in that room and see what we can do. I'll get down there during the week. I don't think that anything be happening during the week, but I'll call first
yeah,
before I
yeah,
go and just say, hey, I want to get down and poke around in that room and see what works. And hopefully between now and then you can get down there and see what else is going on. So we just want to tidy up the details as far as what they're going to have in the morning available for us, or whether it's
right,
coffee or whatever it is. I don't know what comes with the room, so I guess we'll have to find out. Sometimes they offer water, and sometimes they offer coffee, and
right.
sometimes they offer just the room. So we'll have to figure that out, and we'll find out if this is a good fit. If we're going to do this again, if we're going to do this again at this location. Um, but it's wide open for everybody to show up here and meet and greet and play whatever game you want. Bring whatever game you want. But if you got stuff you want to trade, you want to sell, bring it. You never know. I know I got a couple of things here. I got a couple extra seasons of things that I bought that I'll probably bring and maybe trade or sell or whatever. I don't know yet. But yeah, feel free. I mean, we'd rather that you don't just show up, sell games, and leave. That's a quick way to get uninvited next year. That's for sure. But we're not opposed to having a little swap meet or whatever it is. I mean, it's supposed to be a social event for us in the community. So, but that's what we got. So a quick little update on that. Hopefully we answered a few questions. If you have any other questions, leave them here. We'll try to answer you in the comments. Or again, digital to dice at yahoo.com is the email. Again, Facebook, digital to dice over on the group section of Facebook, and you can ask us questions there as well. As we draw closer, it's what, 2 months away, right? Less than
Yeah,
two
about
months
eight
away.
weeks. Yeah,
Imagine
8 weeks.
how fast
Yep.
we were talking about this. What, last summer or last August when we got back, and
Yeah.
we put it all together and got busy over the winter. Or at least I did. It's been crazy busy for me. And next Saturday, so in 10 days, I think everything stops for me as far as the extra stuff. So now I'll have time to get back to it and start focusing on this. So that way I can take my ride down there. We'll check it out. We'll test a few things out with the laptop, see what works. Maybe look at the room. Maybe we'll have an idea. I'll take some pictures of the room, and we'll have an idea how we might set it up. And then we'll maybe get final details on what comes with the room, so we can let everybody know, and that'll give us an idea what we need to get and bring.
Right.
It's all about planning. The 5 Ps. The five
Right.
Ps is what we want to do.
If anybody is coming in earlier that week, I don't know if I think St. Patrick. He usually arrives at places a couple days beforehand. If anybody is arriving on Wednesday or Thursday because you're looking to see the area or whatever, let me know because I'm around. I'm just 2 miles from the event. We want to get together and play a game at night or something, or you need help with anything in the area, places to see. You've got Mystic. We have Mystic Aquarium down there, Mystic Village in Groton. You have the submarine base. You have the Nautilus Museum. and you can actually go into the Nautilus submarine. And so there's a few things in the area if you're coming early, that you might want to take a look at. And I
Hmm,
can certainly help out with anybody on those things.
sounds good. Alrighty, so once again, I am Dave, and I'm joined by Mike Canistrari, who's helping set up D2D 2025, Digital to DiceCon 25. And I think that's all I got for you right now. Any final words there, Mike?
Nope, I think that's it. Be busy over the next 8 weeks or so, wrapping things, tidying things up, and getting our plan together, and um looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm actually 2 weeks from today. I will be leaving for IndyCon in that 12-hour drive. So anybody that's hopefully they can. Somebody will call me during that 12-hour driving to keep me awake.
All
Oh,
right.
Dave had a girlfriend in Ledred when he was in sub school. Oh, interesting, interesting.
That's kind of neat.
And
Uh,
Will West Gamer, what city in Connecticut is it in? It's in Preston. It's actually on the Preston Ledger line, and it is right across from the world famous Foxwood um Casino and Resort. And they just opened up, well, we'll be opening up in May, Grey Wolf Lodge. So if you're into water slides and all that kind of
oh,
stuff,
interesting.
that hotel will be open. I believe it's like $300 or $400 a night for a room, but
Oh, jeepers, yeah.
and that doesn't include a water slide in the bedroom. So
I was
you
gonna
still,
say, do you slide into the room?
no, unfortunately, not that I know of.
Down in Uncasville, that's the other
Mohegan Sun,
casino, Mohegan
Mohegan
Sun.
Sun, which is 9 miles away. Yeah.
There's a band from Japan that's coming to the United States, and they're playing at Mohegan Sun. And
Okay.
I said, I'm gonna get tickets for that and watch. It's a heavy metal band, right? Do you know that the Friday they're playing there is the Friday I'm gonna be in Colorado?
Oh, jeez.
I
Mm,
looked. I says, "Oh no way! They're coming to the United States. This is awesome. I'm gonna get tickets." And they're playing in Boston and they're playing in Connecticut. And it's during that time I'm gonna be on the flight to Connecticut, to Colorado for play.
is it a rock band?
It's a band called Baby Metal.
Baby metal. Okay.
It's heavy metal, real heavy metal, with three young Japanese girls singing. And they sing in Japanese. I have no idea what they say, but everything they do is choreographed. Look it up, Baby Metal on YouTube, and it's just it. And they're like dan, 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 and they're singing and they're dancing to heavy metal. It is such a unique combination. It really is. It's almost like river dance. Picture river dance to heavy metal. That's what it
Wow.
feels like. But
Wow.
it's just such an interesting combination. I don't know what they're saying because it's all in Japanese, but
And
it's
they're
fun to
coming to
watch.
Mohegan Sun, huh?
They're coming to Mohegan Sun. I was like, I got to get
Wow.
tickets. I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. They're coming in on that Friday.
Wow.
Whoo! Wow,
Yeah, for
something
anybody
else.
out there, Mohegan Sun is 9 miles from Foxwoods. So,
Yeah, they're pretty close. Yeah, they're
yeah,
pretty close.
they're 9 miles to the west of
I
Foxwoods.
never been there. I still haven't been to
Mohegan Sun?
Mohegan. Yep, never been there.
I prefer the Mohegan Sun compared to Foxwoods.
Well, you've
Yeah.
been to Foxwoods probably a million times because it's right up the street.
Well, I used to work there too.
Well, yeah, so there's.
I worked for the tribe actually. I didn't work at Foxwoods. I worked off site, but I was in charge of the slot machines and the money that it was bringing in and all that kind of stuff. Because I was background is accounting, so yeah, that was interesting.
I like going to the Grand Pequot and
Grand Pequot Tower.
yeah, so I like going there and then getting a room on the same floor as the pool because I like the pool.
Yeah.
And we went there, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago, and we got a room there at the Grand Pequot. And we got it like right around the corner from the pool. It was great. And us being old people, we would go to bed early and get up, and we'd be at the pool right at 8 when they opened. And there was a line of old people looking to get in. And they're like, "This is the best time is to come here."
Yeah.
And so we walked in, and all the old people they served coffee. So they got their coffee and they sat near the pool, but none of them went in. And they sat there reading their books because it was peaceful and quiet because all the rowdy people were up till 4 a.m. They're still
Yep.
sleeping.
Yep.
So it was, so they're like, this is the best kept secret. Get here at 8. You get free coffee. You can sit by the pool. There's no dummies. And so I had the pool to myself and everybody, all the old people just sitting around. We were chatting with them. I was like, this is pretty cool. you know? So we had a good time there.
I
So
see Barbara is out there. How's it going, Barbara?
Barbara has a great wolf. It's a nice place.
Near her, yeah. Yeah. Another
Nice.
stinker of a game last night, Barbara, by the Rangers. Team that's desperately looking for a playoff spot, and they get outshot at home 35-13 and lose 2-1.
At least they had shots on net. Bruins played a second period the other night. Didn't get a shot on net from what I hear. I didn't watch it, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's just it's frustrating because the Rangers have talent, but I don't know what's going on. So,
we don't have talent.
like Barbara said, it's a sad story.
It is a sad story. Oh, so anyway, all right. So that's a quick update on Digital to Dice Con 25 down there in Preston/Ledyard, Connecticut. Still tickets available for that. I think right now we have over 30, up near 35 people going. There's still people on the fence that are talking about going last minute. So we could be up near 40 people, which I think is going to be really good for our first time at this.
Absolutely.
And
I
again,
was hoping for 30 and 3 game designers, and I think we're going to have more than 3 game designers.
yeah,
So, yeah,
yep.
it's well beyond my expectations.
Yep. So I'm hoping this is going to be a fun time getting to meet everybody and hope it's something we can do on a yearly basis. And so again, any suggestions you have, let us know. I know a lot of the biggest question is, what about tournaments? And that we're going to leave that up to you. So if you want to bring a game and have a tournament and set it up, that's fully up to you. There's no guarantee you're going to get enough people to play in the tournament. If you do, great. I mean, we're not going to discourage or encourage anything. It's just, we're going to encourage everything, actually.
Yeah.
But some people like to go to these things and just kind of hang out and not feel like they have to do something. At least that was my feeling when I went. So I didn't sign up for anything because I didn't want to feel like, boy, I have to do this. If I'm having fun doing something else, then I want to continue doing my other thing here. But it's wide open. It's wide open. It worked out in Ohio, and I'm confident it'll work here in Connecticut. So.
And some of the best times are having dinner with people at the restaurants or whatever.
Oh,
And
jeepers, yeah. Sometimes,
you laugh and you really you're talking more stories, and it's you really get to know the people.
yeah,
That's really when you come out of it is
yeah.
really you're going to come out of this with people that you've met, and
A lot of laughs. We had a lot of
yeah,
good times.
yeah.
We really did. Tebow, when he gave the guided tour through the pro shop at the Football Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
that was funny. I think I did a video of that. It's just good time. The people we went out to dinner with that night, we had so many laughs at the
Oh my
table.
God, yeah.
So many stories we still tell about that one.
We even had laughs at the check-in counter.
We had another group. I think Bob was part of another group, or got mistakenly involved with another group at the hotel. It
God.
doesn't make him a bad guy,
No, but
And
that went the whole weekend. Those laughs.
yeah, we did. We got a lot of mileage out of that. And yeah, Vinny, I heard that you and Keith are going to play
Yeah.
some second season. Yeah, you guys are going to finally. A lot of people are going to finally meet for the first time. It's going to be kind of fun just to kind of talk with everybody and make it happen.
Yeah.
So. All right, so we're going to sign off here. That is that. Any questions, just let us know. We'll do our best to answer them. And we'll be back at least one more time because I know I'm headed down there in a month to check it out myself so I can see things firsthand. And maybe, again, we talked about testing the internet and trying out a few things to see how it goes. And then so we should have a pretty good idea of what we can and can't do in May. So we'll talk to everybody later. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.